The sexual abuse started maybe in 3rd grade. The guy my mom fell in love with, he started touching me as well. And then he said, if you want me to keep paying the bills, you just have to lay there and just do what I say. If you want your mama to be happy, don't say anything.
Aaliyah lived in 13 different foster homes and says she was 16 the first time someone paid her to have sex. She was 17 years old when she was diagnosed with HIV. Eventually, she says a pimp forced her into a life of prostitution.
As far as him keeping control, I guess it was just him telling us that he loved us. He told me he was my mama, my best friend, my daddy, my sister, my everything. I prayed a lot. There could be a man on top of me, and I would still pray, because you never know if he would snap or choke me out or try to rob me or kill me or anything. It could happen.
In 2014, Aaliyah, 20 at the time, was arrested for prostitution. Police discovered she was HIV positive and arrested her again, charging her with attempted intentional exposure to AIDS. Aaliyah never had sex with the man who hired her during a sting operation, and therefore did not expose him to HIV. But Aaliyah was desperate to get out of jail, so she pleaded guilty. She said nobody told her it would mean she would spend the next 15 years as a registered sex offender. Aaliyah stayed for a time at Covenant House, which is a shelter for homeless youth in New Orleans. Jim Kelly, director of the shelter, learned of her predicament and decided to take up her case.
And I would be happy to go to each one of them individually, to go to bat on this case, on your particular circumstances. Yes, I like you and I care about you and I care what happens to you, but I also think the whole, as you and I have spoken from a bigger picture, we're also concerned about just the ridiculousness of the judicial system.
How many different issues in society are we talking about here? We're talking about child abuse, we're talking about rape, we're talking about teen pregnancy, we're talking about a broken foster care system, we're talking about strip joints and pimps and human trafficking. So we're focusing on a young woman who was sexually abused, who was raped, etc., who was pimped, right? She's the person we're focused on. Where's the pimp? I haven't heard anything about us prosecuting the pimp. Where are the Johns? Don't hear anything about that. And we now are in the 21st century, right? And we're still treating this prostitution as a victimless crime, unless you know the victim.
I don't trust a lot of people, but I've been starting to open up a lot more. The only goal I had was to stay out of jail. I didn't feel that love anymore, and that's when I realized that the love must be God. So I'm really glad that God has put Mr. Jim and the Covenant House in my life, because it's helped me see a little bit clearer now of where I can go or what I want to do with my life. When I'm done with my case, I want to give back to everyone else.